Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome. If it's your first time here, you are welcome. My name is Oyinka, and in today's video we're going to get up close and personal. I'm kind of excited, but I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Now today's video is a girl talk. We're going to be talking about things that people don't like to talk about, and I wonder why that is. Anyways, in today's video we're going to be covering things like birth control, periods, shaving, down there, awful smells. We're also going to be talking about aftercare after doing the do. We're generally going to be talking about our lady bits. I'm not particularly shy to say the word, the V word, but YouTube considers that word as a bad word, and I don't want to be flagged by YouTube. I mean, I'm just starting my channel and I don't want anything to go wrong, so I'm not going to say that word. But I'm sure you guys would know what I'm talking about when I say things like lady parts or down there or fanny, or I'm not actually sure what I'm going to say, but I'm sure that you would get the message in the context that it is used when you hear it. Okay, now without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is underwear. Now I know that everyone wants to wear lacy underwear because you want to get your groove on, you want to be looking cute and whatnot, but dear brethren, lacy underwear is very unbreathable and it causes irritation, like you start to itch every once in a while. So the ideal underwear for you to wear that would protect your lady bits is cotton. Now you want to wear cotton underwear. Why? Because they are absorbent and it's generally very gentle and soft on your skin, so it's less likely to irritate you, as opposed to wearing a nylon underwear or lacy underwear or things that are generally non-absorbent. Now, why are we particular about absorbent fabric? Because you need your pum pum to be dry. If your pum pum isn't dry, then you're going to get infection. So then you start to get things like yeast infection. So it's best for you to wear cotton underwear so that your lady bits are dry. Okay, which brings me to my next point, which is smells. Now, like we all know, or majority of us know, and I'm going to reiterate just for the sake of clarity, you do not smell like roses, lavender, you don't smell like any of that. Everybody has a natural smell, okay? And this is because our pum pum, our lady bits, our fanny is home to millions of bacteria. All right, those bacteria make our lady bits their home, and they have a function there. Really, they're called normal flora. They make our lady bits their home, and their function is to protect and make everything all nice down there. Now, you would know your normal smell. You're not supposed to, like, if you take off your underwear, you're not supposed to smell it, you get, except you actually sniff it just because you want to know what you smell like. But if you are in a situation where you take your underwear down and you can instantly smell your pum pum, then there's a problem, baby girl. You have some infection that needs to be treated. Now, the most common infection that occurs in that kind of situation is what we call bacterial vaginosis. People just like to call it BV for short, just because they don't want to say bacterial vaginosis, but that is the most common cause of smells down there, and it's usually a very fishy smell, and there is a discharge as well, and generally the pH is messed up already. When you start getting smells and itching and all of that, it means that your pum pum pH is probably messed up. If you're in that kind of situation, then you should definitely go to your hospital and get yourself some meds. Okay, don't be shy. It happens to the best of us. Not me, but the best of us. Okay, so don't be shy. It's nothing to be shy of. Yeah, the other way that you can prevent yourself from having a messed up pH is by avoiding douching, I don't know how that word is pronounced, but I'm going to leave it up on the screen so that you know what I'm talking about. So avoid doing that. And I'm saying this because I know that a lot of women buy all these feminine hygiene products and stick it up the lady bits. Baby girl, do not do that. You're going to mess with your pH, so don't do that, okay? Your lady bits are self-cleaning. They would clean themselves every day, so you literally do not have to do anything to wash the inside, okay? No, it's going to clean itself. All you have to do is use unscented soap just to wash the outside. Don't stick anything into your lady bits because you think you want to wash it. You're going to end up doing more harm than good by messing up with your pH and causing yourself to have infections. So don't do that, baby girl. Don't do it. Now, there are a couple of STDs that will cause ladies to have smelly lady bits, and this can generally be prevented if you just use protection. So if you are not exclusive to one partner, then the best and the most ideal thing for you to do to prevent yourself from having infection, you want to always use protection if you are not exclusive. The best way to prevent STDs generally is to be abstinent or exclusive to one person. But if you are not exclusive, let's say you have multiple partners, what you want to do is to use protection so that you can prevent yourself from coming down with any of these infections. I feel like I'm your big sister today. I feel like we're having a heart-to-heart moment. I feel like we're getting to know each other. I feel like I'm in your space. Anyways, that is that on that. We're going to move on straight to birth control. I'm a doctor and I know quite a bit about birth control. There are a lot of options available. Like, baby girl, if you don't want to be pregnant, you don't have to be pregnant in this day, age and century. Like, you really don't. Now, there are a lot of options depending on you and what you choose, but generally I'm just going to run through the various options. People use IUDs, which stands for intrauterine devices. You put that literally up in the uterus and it stays there and does its bit to prevent you from being pregnant. Then you can also use things like implants, so they just stick them up in your arm and then they release hormones that would prevent you from getting pregnant. And then you can also use the pill, but you have to remember to use the pill every day. Apart from the pill being a birth control measure, it also helps to regulate your period. If you have really heavy period, or if your period isn't regular, the pill helps to do that. So generally there are a lot of options available, but if you want to get one, you should definitely see your doctor and then they will walk you through all the options available and then you can choose the one you want. But again, the gold standard to preventing pregnancy, if you're not ready, is abstinence. But if you don't want to abstain, then you should definitely see a doctor so that you can prevent unwanted pregnancies. Okay, now the next thing we're going to be talking about is shaving down there, baby. Baby. Now, this is a bit dicey because I know that not everyone wants to shave. I mean, some people want their pum pum to be all hairy so that they don't look like a pre-pubertal child. And I get that, I'm not judging. But in case you want to shave, you can shave without getting bumps. Now, I generally believe that the more blades that your shaving stick has, the more gentle it is on you. So if you're just using a stick that has just one blade or two blades, you are definitely going to have shaving bumps. So if you want to shave your lady bit with a shaving stick, then you should definitely be using things that have 3 or 4 blades or even 5 blades. There are some shaving sticks that have up to 5 blades. You should definitely be using things that have more than 2 blades, and then you shave in the direction of your hair growth so that you don't have oils, so that you don't have bumps, and so that it doesn't start to itch. Because I know that when the hair starts to sprout, then it starts to get really itchy. Another thing you can do to prevent yourself from getting bumps is for you to use some moisturizer on the skin before you shave. You can also use some soap and just make the place generally soapy so that the shaving stick glides through. There are also a lot of other options that you can do to remove the hair. You can try waxing, but I know that waxing is painful, so I don't know if you're about that life. That's great, but I personally cannot do waxing. So but I know that people do waxing, and people also do laser hair removal, which is very expensive. But you know that if you do laser hair removal, that is like a semi-permanent method. The hair is going to be not there for a while, so you're good to go, and you don't have to think about doing it every other day, as opposed to shaving when the hair starts to grow out pretty quickly. So you may have to do it like weekly or so, depending on you. And if you are not about the shaving life, then that's great too. So at the end of the day, everybody should just do what works for them, and we are all happy. Okay, that takes me straight to my next point, which is periods. There is something called a menstrual cup. Now, I personally haven't tried it before, but I was reading about it and it seems pretty interesting. You know, the fact that it's reusable. I mean, it is generally planet friendly, it doesn't constitute any waste. It seems like a really decent option, but I'm just generally scared of, I feel like it's going to be a messy procedure sticking something like that up into your fanny, and then when you're trying to bring it out, will it spill, will it be messy? I mean, there are so many questions going through my mind, but yeah, people say it's good. And if you've used a menstrual cup before, please tell me how your experience went in the comment section. I really want to know. I'm curious. I'm very curious. I have to mention, if you're going to use tampons, you cannot leave it on for very long hours. Ideally, your tampon shouldn't be on for more than 8 hours. Otherwise, you stand a risk of getting yourself infected with something called toxic shock syndrome. Now, that is a very unsexy situation, and it can lead to death. I kid you not, it really can. So don't leave your tampon on for too long if you're going to use tampons. But if you're going to wear pads, all well and good, you still shouldn't leave it on for too long, because then you start to get irritation and all of that. So what you want to do is just wear it for maybe 8 hours maximum, and then throw it away and wear a fresh one. Okay, the next thing we're going to be talking about is deodorant. I feel like every girl needs to smell sexy. Every girl needs to smell cute. There's no reason in this day, age, century, time, millennium, I mean, there's no reason why you should be smelling there's no reason why you shouldn't be smelling beautiful. There's no reason why your pits shouldn't be smelling beautiful. Now, you can use any type of deodorant you want, but I know that there are some aluminum free kind of deodorants, but anyone really works. If the disadvantage of the aluminum free ones is that they're not actually antiperspirant. So if you're going to be doing really strenuous work like workout or hiking, or if you're going to be under the sun for a bit, then the aluminum free ones are not going to do much for you, because after like 2 hours you would definitely start sweating. So if you're going to be doing like really strenuous activities, then I know that you should not be using the aluminum free ones, because it's not going to keep you covered. Or at least me, I know that I shouldn't be using the aluminum free ones because it's not going to keep me covered. But if I'm just going to be like lounging, having a lazy day indoors, then I can use the aluminum free one. I feel like I should talk about brushing teeth, because I don't know why some people think brushing their teeth is optional. Brushing your teeth is not optional. Using deodorant is not optional. My god, you have to pity the next person beside you when you talk, and then it just seems there is a funk of brown air in the atmosphere just by you talking or just by you opening your hands. Baby girl, brush your teeth every day. If you can afford to brush it twice a day, all the better, really. And use deodorant every day. If you can afford to use it twice a day, all the better. Please do us a favor, okay? You want to be smelling fresh, you want to be smelling beautiful. You know, when you enter into a room and there are roses in the air, you know, that's what you want. That is what you want. Next thing I'm going to be talking about is your aftercare after doing the do. Now, this is a very sensitive topic, because I know that not everyone wants to talk about it, but it's very important because, again, and I'm going to say it, I'm a doctor. There's something called honeymoon cystitis, which is basically a urinary tract infection that occurs in the honeymoon stage. They named it that way because back in the day people were virgins till the wedding night, and then when they would then come down with a urinary tract infection a few days to weeks later because of the bacteria that has been introduced into their urethral tract. So what you want to do is you want to always pee after doing the do. Always pee after doing the do. That way you get to wash out bacteria and prevent it from swimming up into your urethral tract and causing a urinary tract infection. Okay, like, you know, sometimes when people pee and it's like uncomfortable or painful, and then they have to pee like if a zillion times a day, or they just have urgency, like if I want to pee now, I can't wait till I finish filming this video, I literally have to go and pee now. That's what we call urgency. And then frequency means you pee like every 5 minutes, and then what comes out ends up being so little, just like maybe like 5 mils, something very little. Those are the symptoms of a urinary tract infection. So how you can prevent that is by always peeing after you do the do. That's one way. Another way to prevent that is from wiping from front to back when you use the toilet. Do not wipe from back to front because your back department has a lot of bacteria, and if you wipe from back to front you will definitely carry some bacteria from the back department to the front department, and you will cause yourself to have a urinary tract infection. So just make sure that you always wipe from front to back. It's really that simple, but just doing these two things can definitely make a difference in your general feminine hygiene and well-being. By the way, have you subscribed to my channel? If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up, just so I know that you enjoyed the content and I can know what type of content to produce for you guys moving forward. I generally don't know why people don't like to talk about these things, but it's the reality of being a female, and I feel like we should all have a happy, safe space where we can express ourselves and say all the things we want to say without being judged. And that's why I created this video today, just so that we ladies can have a heart-to-heart conversation. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.